Daniel, people do change. People do change. We have to talk about Benedetta. This whole time, you've been letting me say Vendetta. This is the first issue. Thank you. We keep it classy around here. So first thing, I've been calling him Vendetta. It's Benedetta. So this was a fail. Also, this whole movie, oh my god, from beginning to end, it was like you were watching someone's like wet dream or something. Like it was. It started off okay, and then it goes left, you know. And I think it was based on like a short story, but they didn't really add anything to it. So the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like you know when you want something to be good. I mean, it was just too French. Like it was French cinema at its most French. And by the end of it, you know, like I think they make the disclaimer where they were like, "Oh yeah, this one place was saved from the plague or the Black Plague," and I was like, "Where are your clothes?" Like the plague has nothing to do with your nakedness. Like I think they it lost its novelty after some time. Like the first time you're like, "Oh, this is crazy," and then they keep doing it, and you're like, "Oh, okay." But Benedetta, you know, and this raggedy partner of hers who just refused to put on a shirt. It's just a lot. I think the guy who directed this movie, he did Basic Instincts as well. Like he did a lot of like really good films, and this just was not. This ain't it. So Daniel, you did say it was weird. So for that, I was ready. Benedetta. Like the whole bit about that scammy woman too, taking money to put them in the nunnery. I'm like, this woman is also for. They were all for the streets, all of them, except for. And then the whole thing when Benedetta kept changing her voice. The acting was good. It was very good. I can't say anything about the acting, but the story. Like every time Benedetta turned into the devil with her voice change, like it lost novelty. I thought the evil priest should have been introduced earlier. Like that could have been interesting. But the acting from everyone was good. Charlotte Rampling is a G. Like they could act. They acted their butts off. But the question is for what? This was the question. Benedetta, a movie I will never forget. Hi Jeff, how are you? I did just wake up. I woke up at like 3. First, I was gonna wake up at 3, and then I'm like 15, half an hour more, and then I said, okay, 3:30, the 3:45, and then I had to wake up, and so now it's 4:30 a.m. I'm good, Jeff. Did you watch The Crypto King? Yeah, the story was heavy on intrigue. Like it needed like it could have been a good original screenplay. I think like they should have just taken the material and tried to make it heavier somehow, but they didn't. Like the idea was good, Daniel, but the execution, yeah, yeah. I think it was like loosely based on a true story. That like how some of the details in there, I'm like very loosely based on a true story. I like the quality of it. Hi, Richard. How are you? Yeah, no, for Benedetta in French. You mean, Daniel? I only saw the English poster. Let me check. Ben, we're talking about how unfortunate Benedetta was, Richard. Let me check now. Benedetta French poster. This director is like super famous. Oh, you mean with the titty showing? I didn't even clock that. Oh, see, Richard, I really Benedetta was just it was not it for me. The idea was good, the acting was good, but it felt like there was nothing, you know. The actress who plays Benedetta though, it was very very good. Oh, that poster is so subtle. I didn't even clock that. That's the poster, right, Daniel? Yeah, I didn't see this poster. I saw just a nunnery poster. So I thought it was going to be like an evil, like what I thought it was going to be and what it was like night and day. But that director, he's done so many things. He did Basic Instinct. What else did he do? Total Recall. Let me see. Filmography. Oh yeah, no, you can't review that movie. That movie would just it's like you like how would you break down Vendetta or Benedetta? Like you'd have to skip over like half the film and then something happened that you have to watch and then they turned something into something it wasn't supposed to be. And then this guy, like it's so graphic. Like you're sitting there and you're like, when did I log into Pornhub? Oh, Elle. He also did the French movie Elle. Elle is very good. It's about a woman who gets assaulted in her apartment. Oh, he did Showgirls. Oh, as if this guy did Showgirls. He's the director for Showgirls. Showgirls was like a humble mess. The review is here first. Some stories should not be told. Benedetta is, it's for that wild crowd. My subscriber suggested a questionable film. So, with French movies, I'm very, you know how they are. You know how the French are. is my review. You know how those people are. It was French. It was just a proper French movie. It was just too French. It didn't think about its general audience, who was not French. Like the quality, everything was good, but there was just something missing. I couldn't pinpoint exactly what it was. Like I think if I reviewed it, it would just be like, you know how Double Toasted? Do you guys watch Double Toasted on YouTube? And they have that series like, what did they call it? Bad movie roast or something? And they just kind of go in on a movie. This would be a good movie to go in on. No, it definitely was not awful. It wasn't awful at all. It was just so different from when I think because I went in blind, Daniel, it took me for a loop. Like maybe if I watched it a second time, I could like see it better. Oh, Cam, welcome back, fam. I summoned Cam here. I looked for him in the comment section. I was like, where are you at? It felt cold without you here. What's good? But yeah, Daniel, the acting was phenomenal. Even from that one little girl who was in it who kept, accusing her of blasphemy. Like everybody did their part. Oh, that lead actress was so natural in that role. Like she was so good. Like I think maybe in France she's big. Maybe just not here. Showgirls was like a humble mess. I can't describe it. It was messy, but it meant well. Cam, what have you been watching lately? Welcome. I haven't we haven't seen Cam since City of God. By the way, I think you guys will like Divines. It's so good. It's very viewer friendly. See, that's the thing, Daniel. With Vendetta, you cannot watch it with a general audience either. Like it would be difficult. You're like Daniel. You're like you're like listen here, Daniel. You brought this plague upon yourself. Oh yeah, oh you saw it in theaters? You watched it? No, you didn't. You watched Benedetta in theaters? Oh, as if. That's like the worst movie to. I remember watching Black Swan in theaters, and there was a certain scene where everybody in the theater was just like, Benedetta would have been even more. Oh my god, because it's so graphic. Where you don't know like if to look away or look down. It's the kind of movie that should be watched alone in the dark. ATL. Everybody's watching Atlanta. I just started Atlanta from season one. I'm watching it with fresh eyes. People have been telling me to watch Atlanta. Imagine watching Benedetta in theaters. Oh my god. Was there like because everybody would be thinking the same thing. Like I had no idea what we were. Did you know what you were walking into, Daniel? Like, did you check the synopsis? Because I didn't know. Maybe if I knew, it would have been as like shocking. But because I didn't know, I was like, huh? What is she doing with that thing? Oh my God, yeah. You go in blind, you walk out like times have changed, y'all. Times have changed. The world is moving faster than I can react to. So with Ramadan, we don't get a break. We get for me it's fine. Everybody works 5 hours instead of 8. So I'm enjoying it because I finish work early. And so it's nice, you know. So by the time Ramadan is over, my semester is over. So working less hours is because you know the whole country is designed for you to fast, which is really nice. So you just kind of teach your classes and then you go. And there's no traffic in the morning. There's no, yeah, it's way less work. It's way less stress. And the traffic, there's no traffic in the morning, especially if you want to do all your tasks. No, Daniel, I'm not fasting. That's why it's awesome. You know, so I enjoy all the benefits without actually having to fast. Yeah, it's from I think April 2nd to May 2nd. So it's like a very proper break. Yeah, it's a whole month and then thankfully it falls like at a good time. So like if you go out at night during Ramadan, like around I don't know, like 11, 12, everyone is out. Because everyone will come home from work maybe 1 or 2, sleep, break their fast, and then go out and then do the same thing again. Yeah, you know, fasting, like Ramadan is the best. Ramadan is the best if you're not fasting. Because you know, you get all the perks. It's amazing. And it's like a nice break because it's like 1 month, you know, where you're working less. Not just a few, like 1 week or 2 weeks. It's like a solid month. And like everyone is just chilled out, you know, no one is stressed, no one is, you know, hounding you for anything. It's just because everyone is fasting, so everyone is just exhausted. Unless you're not fasting, then you're just like, yay. You know, trying to pick a movie night or a film is actually really difficult because a lot of foreign movies, not a lot, I shouldn't say a lot, but the ones I had in mind when I rewatched them, I was like, you know, like I don't know how to describe it. There's movies you can watch alone, but then if with an audience, it might be difficult. Has anyone started The Dropout, by the way, on Hulu? Daniel, you know what I'm talking about. So some of these foreign movies out here is they're just reckless. Okay, Richard, you're caught up on The Dropout. Do you like it? I think it's amazing. Cam, watch The Dropout. It's the best thing I've watched so far. This like it's the only thing I'm like, this is such a good show. Amanda Seyfried, Richard, deserves an Emmy. Like she is like she is Elizabeth Theranos. You know, I don't know what your opinion of Elizabeth Theranos is, but I think she was like insane. I think she really believed at some point they would have the technology, and when it didn't happen, like it just collapsed. Like it was almost psychopathic. Like it was so crazy. Yeah, I've always liked Amanda. Have you seen Chloe with Amanda? That's a good movie. The only movie I didn't like her in was Little Red Riding Hood. That was terrible. Oh my god, Everything Everywhere. You know how shitty it is to hear about a movie that you can't watch? Like my whole timeline on Twitter is like Everything Everywhere is amazing. It's fantastic. Best movie ever. And I'm like, then where is it? Yeah, she was a sociopath at least, and most of these CEOs are. And Richard, the whole like dressing like Steve Jobs thing, like she had such an idea, but it was so hollow. There was no substance behind it, and she didn't really care that there was no substance. It's like talk about fake it till you make it. Yeah, Cam, watch The Dropout. Like once you start watching it, you'll just want to binge the whole thing. It's so good. This Everything is Everywhere is getting buzz, man. It's getting A++ reviews. I don't know. Is it out in the US? Because I have to wait for it on demand. I don't, or maybe it's out in very select cities. Daniel, where do you live? Like what state? Oh, then go. You guys have to watch it and then tell me if it's good. Do you guys like my cup? It has like little cats. You're an MD. MD is Maryland? You're in Maryland? Cam, I can't watch it because it's not out here. So I have to wait for it to come on demand or like video on demand. What time is it there, Daniel? I know, especially for these smaller movies, you know, like those gem of a film. Ugh. And you know, those studios don't give out screeners unless you're like a member of the press. So I have to figure out how to become a member of the press. But everything, all that would have been a good review. I think the studio. Let me check everything, everywhere, all at once. A24, man, A24 is like the most. They don't really. They only release their stuff in theaters and then video on demand. Yeah, Richard, with Elizabeth Theranos, they were actually treating patients like The fact that the device was in stores and they were taking blood samples and people were being misdiagnosed, like that was insane. Like when you actually think about how crazy what she did was, it's just like jaw dropping. There's actually a good documentary on Elizabeth Theranos on HBO. It came out a long time ago, but it was very good. I'm trying to think of the name. I'm sure it's still on there. What is that Elizabeth Theranos documentary? Something blood. Yeah, here, this one. The Inventor Out for Blood in Silicon Valley. That's a good documentary if you watch it. The Inventor Out for Blood in Silicon Valley. That's when I first because I watched this documentary a long time ago, and that's how I found out about her. It's 8:56 p.m. Daniel, it is 4:56 p.m. here. Or 58, 4:56 a.m. here, I should say. I think for this A24 movies, they stream within a month. So I'll probably be able to see it after Ramadan in May. You know, a movie would have made it for a great movie night. I think it. I think so too, Daniel. I have to look into it. There are people who have around the same subscribers as me, and they have screeners. Like they're reviewing these movies, and I'm like, how? Maybe I'll just reach out and ask. Yeah, the people that are official members of the press are like that I can confirm are like, pay or wait or who else? Those bigger guys with like 50,000 plus subscribers. I don't know anybody with my count. Yeah, I have to ask them. Like maybe I'll send them a message and be like, "How do you become a member of the press?" We have to shoot our shot, Daniel. I'll shoot it for both of us and then get back to you on the next watch along. Because it can't hurt to ask. I'm surprised nobody's done a video about this. Like one of the film people being like, "This is how you become a member of the press." Because I'm sure it's easier than we think. Because you just need the green light. Because they won't send screeners otherwise. Because there are people that have the same number as me. Netflix, I know for some screeners, like HBO, they respond. And they'll give screeners for some shows. Netflix too. I have to try Netflix. I tried them once, but they said come back to us because at that time I had under 1,000. But I wonder for movie studios. HBO is really good with screeners. Like if you just ask, they'll give it 9 times out of 10. You just have to harass email them. Yeah, with HBO, they respond really fast. And plus, every show on HBO has different PR people, different agents. So it depends on that agent if they say yes or no. So they all have different teams. And once one says yes, you can just keep asking that person who to refer you to. And then sometimes they'll say yes, sometimes they'll say no, depending on the show. Amazon, I haven't tried, but I will. Netflix, I feel like Netflix, once you're in, you're in. Like you're good. But getting in is difficult. Is there anything interesting coming out in the next few weeks? I don't think so. In terms of TV. Has anyone seen The Girl from Plainview? Ah, Tyra, how are you? Long time. What's new? The Magic Johnson. I started it. It's very good. Winning Time. Winning Time is very good. I just started it. I don't know why I didn't start it, but then I like recently. Tyra, welcome. Daniel, it is good. It's really good. And what's his name? John C. Riley. He's so good. Tyra, struggles, reviews. What have you been watching? Tell us. Keep us company. We're talking about screeners and how to become a member of the press. Oh, Daniel. You did. That is true. You did tell me. Oh, dang. Yeah, you're right. Every time I think about Benedetta, I'll be like, but he told me to watch Winning Time. I watched it and I was like, you're right, Daniel. 10 points for Gryffindor. Daniel was like, hashtag never forget. That is true. History just comes back, doesn't it? I put it on in the background because I was watching The Ultimatum. Has anyone seen this crazy show on Netflix? And then I just got tired of watching it and I'm like, okay, let me watch something else. And then I was just going to watch one episode of Winning Time. And then I'm like, oh, this is good. Winning Time was like a surprise gem. Are people watching Winning Time? Because I don't know. I don't think it didn't really catch my eye until I, like by accident, I started watching it. Has anyone seen The Girl from Play? Oh, is anyone going to watch Tokyo Vice? That's the one I'm going to start. With, what's his name? Ansel Igort and Ken Watanabe. Watanabe. Has anyone started? Yeah, Richard, Tokyo Vice. I don't know. It looks good. It's 3 episodes have already like been uploaded. You know that guy Ansel? He's also a rapper. Interesting fact. So Tokyo Vice has an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. So apparently it's good, good. And the audience score is also very high. Ooh, guys, we have to watch Tokyo Vice. I like that Japanese actor. He's so good. He was in Inception. Yeah. The main plain dude. You mean the yeah, that guy, the Ansel Igor, the main plain dude? Wait, what do you mean, Daniel? Tokyo Vice? You mean the rapper? Yeah, yes, that guy. That guy. That guy, yes. The guy they needed to get in some Inception to make the business deal. Yeah, the Japanese guy, yeah. That guy. That guy is so good. You know what would have made for a very good movie night, but I don't think it's streaming on anything yet, was Worst Person in the World. I watched it twice. It's so good, but I don't think it's on HBO Max or anything yet. I think it's only on video on demand. Did I watch Don't Look Up? No. Daniel, was it good? Some people said it was good. Some it got such mixed reviews. You know, like they have these movies now where they have just so many A-list actors, and I guess that's to make people want to watch the movie. But it has like the opposite effect on me. When I see that many people in a movie, it usually means it's bad. But maybe like it got such mixed reviews. Some people said Don't Look Up was awesome, and then someone said like it's either it's a love it or hate it. I heard. Like everyone and their mothers is in Don't Look Up. Richard, have you seen Don't Look Up? Is it good? See, it used to be that like you'd have all these superstars in one movie, like maybe like Ocean's 11 or something like this. Now because there's no like movie stars, they have to put as many people in a movie as possible. And so I don't know, when I saw Don't Look Up, I was like, does Leonardo DiCaprio need support? Yeah, Daniel, I couldn't take it seriously. It was just too many people. It was so like just cluttered, but maybe it was good. I heard the idea was good, but I would have to watch it to judge. I like DiCaprio. Ghost Trend is that movie then? Ah. Yeah, Cam, like these movies are just so, because the story is so bad, like the story is not strong. So they need a bunch of actors to supplement the story. But the thing is, people will see it if it's good. Like Squid Games proved that. If something is good, people will watch it. But kind of flooding the screen with as many people as possible. You know. I think that's why TV is like better than movies now. Has anyone watched dang, I'm blanking. Squid Games is T-O. Oh, Squid Games, Daniel, is one of the best shows ever. It's so good. It's satisfaction guaranteed. Daniel, I swear by Squid Games. It's so, so good. I wish I could watch it again with fresh eyes. If you haven't seen it, I'm jealous. You need to watch it. I thought it was phenomenal. I thought the story was good. The idea was good. It had heart, very well acted, very well crafted, very original. It was just so good. No, it's not that gory. I don't like gore either. Like I'm not that fan. It's not as gory as people tell you. But Daniel, like if you haven't seen Squid Games, you should not be in this room. You should be removed from meeting until you watch it. Ooh, now I can ask you if you've seen Squid Games every time you come in. I'd be like, so Daniel, I'm waiting for your review of Squid Games. Squid Games is like objectively a good show. I don't even like weird. Sometimes it's funny because I read that Squid Games in Korea, like they didn't like it that much. They didn't think it was all that. But everybody overseas was like, this is the best show ever. Yes, Daniel. So the tables have turned. You walked into that one, didn't you? Daniel, we're waiting. We're waiting for your review. You will love it though. Like I was shocked. I was not expecting like I started the first episode skeptical. And then as it keeps going, you're like, oh guys, that now see that's haram. And it's Ramadan. Get those views up. Or get those likes up. Smash the like button. You leave me hanging in this holy month with one like. What is this, guys? What is this? This on the night of our watch along. This on the night of our watch along. Shaking my head. Now let's see. Oh yeah. I see 7 likes. That's acceptable. Do you guys have any ideas? Thanks to Daniel. Yes, Daniel. I can't wait for you to watch Squid Games. And then tell me what you think. Did you guys see that Will Smith is banned from the Oscars for 10 years? Did everyone see that? World star hip hop. Will Smith gets banned from the Academy Awards for 10 years. Dang. I'll be 40 by the time he's allowed back in. Yeah, he's not stepping foot into that building. That's the last thing they do. That's a lot of years. 10 years? He's banned for a decade? At least they didn't take it away from him. So, yeah, at least he keeps the Oscar. That's something. I thought they were going to take it away. I was hoping they wouldn't. What do you think of the controversy? It's the hypocrisy for me, Cam. It's like in a room full of, I'm not going to say perverts, but I'm sure there's, like, what he did was wrong, 100%. Like, he should not have done that shit. But, I don't know. Hollywood is such a dark place, as we found out post Weinstein. Like the idea that this guy was sitting there for every award show, front row. So I don't know, like banning him for 10 years when they didn't really, I don't know, it's like keep the same energy. It's like what he did was wrong, but there's so many wrong people in that audience that it just, I don't know, the idea of the Oscars, I think, is outdated. There has to be a better way than a 3-hour telecast. Like by the end of it, of course, you're going to want to punch someone in the face. The whole concept is draconian. I don't believe in the Oscars. Have you seen Halle Berry's interview about the forced kiss? Oh yeah, with Adrian Brody. Was it that? I didn't see her interview, but is that the kiss you're talking about at the Oscars? What did she say? Oh, King Richard is good. People were saying if the slap hadn't happened, we would not even know the Oscars took place. But that's the sad part about the Oscars. Like nobody cares. They should just air it on TikTok. Ah, yeah, yeah, I know she didn't want it. Like he forced it. It was such an awkward kiss, and he just, yeah, they're not gonna review it. That's that. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like some people get away with stuff, and some people don't. It's like that teacher that treats certain people well, and then other people not well. Some people can have their phone, some people can't. That's the vibe. The Halle Berry kiss was so awkward. Like it was so clear she didn't want it. There was also another one where I don't know what Oscars this was, but I think it was for a foreign film or something. And this guy who was talking, and then this white woman just cuts him off, and she starts talking, and it was just weird, and everybody was sitting there like, I don't know. I think they should just cancel the Oscars, or they have to figure out a different way of doing it. Like I just don't think 3 hours makes sense in this day and age. Like, do you need a statue? Like, can they have just a? I don't know. There has to be a different way. I think it lost the novelty that I once had. Like oh, you worked so hard for. I think now because we all know the propaganda, and we all know like the behind the scenes and the politics of it. It's hard. It's not serious. We cannot take it seriously. Yeah, I remember that too, Richard. Watch parties, and people would talk about it the next day. Like it was part of the culture. Like the Oscars are on tonight. And the dresses and who's gonna win what and the hype behind Best Picture or Best Actress or the certain actors that never win. Not this expensive. Yeah, I had to save it. It's a Rode microphone that apparently sounds the same as like just using my laptop. But yeah, Richard, I think social media and TikTok and all this stuff, it's kind of made it obsolete. Like nobody has even the patience to watch this thing anymore. And also nobody knows who these people are. Like there are no movie stars. Like I can't even think of a movie star right now that's like a DiCaprio or a George Clooney. Like they're also normal. So I don't know. Sometimes you watch the Oscars and you can tell like you look at it and you're like, yeah, like it doesn't seem as unattainable as it once was. It could also be that like there's nothing to really look for. There's not a lot of movie stars left. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think it's good if they can replace it with stories, but I can't think of anyone at the moment that's like can draw in a film by virtue of their name. Yeah, Cam, you nailed it. Feels about historical clout and less about clout. Yeah, it's not based on talent or story. Most people don't get it, and when they finally do get it, it's for the wrong thing. It's not even for the work they deserve. You might get the anomaly here and there, but most of the time, like they're not judging it as it is. And like every year, there's some controversy. Do you remember Slumdog Millionaire? And like I don't know, like there was a trend for a while where like the best picture, like they had to say something about it, like oh they didn't pay their actors or oh there's just something going on with this film. The fact that Harvey Weinstein has so many best picture Oscars says a lot. Like that tells you everything you need to know. Yeah, he still has those Oscars. That's the thing. Like they just didn't address it. There was just nothing. Which there's a whole undertone there, right? They can't address it because they knew. So then they look like idiots. Yeah, yeah. Like now we're seeing behind the curtain. Ooh, gaming cam. Gaming has like gaming is seedy. Is it as seedy as the movie industry? Gaming looks so wholesome. I'm surprised. But I guess nothing is wholesome nowadays. Oh, P.S. Beloved, welcome. Oh, there's piping hot tea. See, I'm not in the gaming world, but we need the tea on gaming. I didn't know gaming was so seedy. Is it actually seedy, like movie, like Weinstein seedy? Or seedy is in like corrupt? Like, what kind of seedy are we talking about? Hello, PS Beloved. We're going to start soon. Welcome. Not giving awards. What? Sexual harassment? Are you talking about, Cam, like the gaming industry, like the EA games, like the companies? Like the people who work there? Oh, dang. I need to do some. I didn't know it was so seedy. Both. What? See, we've known about the music industry for years. Movies, it came out. But gaming, I have to look into this. I had no idea. What? I don't know. I imagine gaming to be a bunch of nerds and engineers and people who are like it's such a, I don't know. I didn't know it was so from the companies to the producers of the games. Interesting. Oh, gaming. We okay. Next time you guys see me, I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna have some things to say about gaming because I have to look into this. I don't. It never occurred to me because I'm not a gamer, so I don't know. I never thought about that industry. But you're saying it's like just as corrupt as the other industries. So, P.S. Beloved, we had a conversation about the Oscars, which led us to the corruption of the movie industry, which apparently seeps into all industries. So, guys, I'm just gonna run. Oh, Silicon Valley. Yeah. So, guys, I'm gonna run to the bathroom and then I'll be right back. I did. I did watch Vendetta, P.S. Beloved, and I'll let Daniel tell you about it. It's Daniel, take it away. Okay, guys. So P.S. Beloved, no one has watched the Oscars in years, and no one plans to. Colleen, hello. Okay, guys, are you ready to start this movie? I haven't seen it either. Don't judge me. P.S. Beloved, as Daniel and I have discussed, there's no need to see Benedetta. Benedetta. Okay, guys, so we're watching The Divines on Netflix. Is everyone ready? Let me know. Okay, I'm going to do the countdown. All right, so I'm going to do our countdown. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, guys, I am pressing play. So we can start it. Daniel, get it together. So I think this is one of the films that Netflix bought from Cannes, and it was a good pick. So I'll put the timestamps in so you can see where we're at. Yeah, we can tell, right? Her whole vibe. This little girl like gives an amazing performance. So we have all the components here: drugs, ghetto life, best friends, religion. Is she actually Richard? I have to look that up. I didn't know. These two are like best friend goals. This is so funny. Using the hijab for evil. Yeah, Richard, you know, it's a good idea. The theft was so good. how they're like selling their stolen goods. I don't know when this movie, yeah. So if you noticed, that introduction cam was awesome, like high energy. So if you notice, like you can't wear hijabs in public places in France, so that's why the girls like took it off, which is a messed up law, but just to give some context. Yeah, France is a very classist society. So if you started off poor like this, a receptionist job, she's right in going off on her teacher. Like it's kind of like beating a dead horse. Yeah, I felt the teacher's pain because it just, she's trying to give her a leg out, but at the same time, teaching, like, it's a lose lose situation. Also, her mom is a hostess. So I think they're gypsies. So it's just her and her mom. That's it. So Richard, there's no, her brother, I don't think there's any outside family. Just her and her mom. Yeah, Cam, it definitely does. Because she kind of knows there's no hope. Like, unless to live the life she wants, she needs to do something drastic. She's like the parents, like she takes care of her mom because her mom is like not doing the best. Especially like the pressure to make money is so much more when you're the only one, you know, like that has to take care of everyone. And she's so hungry to make money. Like she's looking for any opportunity. So that was her best friend's dad. He just kind of like, what are you doing here? So my understanding is she followed around this other drug dealer, stole his drugs, and that was her job application. You got clitoris. Yeah, that was that was a great line. It's basically like you got balls for doing that. Yeah, you got ovaries wouldn't have sounded as slick. I can't, Daniel. I just clocked that. I didn't notice that, Richard, but that's a good observation. Ugh, this is so gross. Yeah, like they were basically trying to give it to him because they thought he was arrogant. But that was just anytime I see spitting on screen, I wanna. Uh, As a dancer, he cannot afford to lose his legs. Yes, Richard. I thought that too. I thought he was gonna like fake it and then grab her, but he was actually scared. Like her friend is not cut out for this life. She just kind of drags her. Yeah, Daniel, you're foreshadowing. So jinns are like evil spirits that Muslims believe in. So she's kind of freaked out. I like her dream. It's like the harder she tries to get out of this, the worse it will get. Yeah. Now that she's alone, she's going even harder. She's really trying to be about this life. They're like, where's your tutu? They're such assholes. The way they were like shaking hands with the other drug dealers. She's like, should we do a Snapchat story so people know we're here? It's like, no, you're drug dealers. It's not a good idea. Oh, that would have been a nice touch if they put a couch out there, just like The Wire. She's like bored and uncomfortable. But that would have been a great touch if they did that. I like this scene. So I guess this is her hiding place. Did he have a tattoo before? He's smooth. He's not a criminal, but he's smooth. He's like the right balance of handsome and not. I don't know. They cast him well. He's there, but he's not there. I was like, girl, look away. Leave the man alone. Oh, that's actually a good reference. The Phantom of the Opera. I didn't think of that, Cam. Right, Richard? The tattoo is hard to miss, but I don't recall him having it in the audition. You know, Cam, that's her first taste. Like, this life ain't easy. If you're gonna make that money this way, you're not gonna get it. It's not gonna be handed to you. Yeah, the religious music, like giving her a sign there because she hasn't gone to the mosque in a long time. She doesn't pray with her family like her friend. Yeah, the fact that that's where her mind went, she knows, like, maybe I should get out of this. And then she started training. She never wants to be hit like that again. And she can afford all this stuff. The way her mother was like wrapped around her. Cam, it's 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 no drive my car, but it's very entertaining. Like things take a turn. Every time I see French people, I remind myself never to go out with one. I think they're crazy. Exactly, Cam. They're two sides of the same coin. Literally, Rebecca's Charm School. The whole visualizing the money thing, that was hilarious. Oh, shit. So basically, this Rebecca drug dealer wants her to steal money from her old supplier by seducing him and getting into his house. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what happened, Daniel. You know, in France, I think the women are more aggressive, I guess, when it comes to pursuing men and things like this. So I think it's a different culture over there. Indeed, Daniel. So now she's out of the neighborhood. And it's one thing to deal with your raggedy neighborhood drug dealer. It's another thing to go like, you know, outside of the neighborhood. She's like, too many baldies. Where's this guy? This is such an awkward scene. She's trying to like get his attention, but Cam, you mean the way her friend is rooting her on as she like gets it? He eyed her up like a Big Mac. They're wondering where their driver went because he was supposed to stay. And we find out So he got her his revenge. You know, he was angry that she took his place in Rebecca's eyes, and he decided to ditch them. Yo, it was savage. The savagery, absolute savagery. And why did her mom agree? Like a Big Mac during Ramadan. That's true. So now she's pissed. Yeah, it could have been far worse. He's been planning that to get her back somehow. Yeah, her ego is getting too big. I mean, talk about drawing attention to yourself in the worst way possible. Like they could have just left. Like this isn't Spring Breakers. Yeah, P.S. Beloved. That's a one-way ticket to hell. I like her dad. See, their actions are having consequences now. Yeah, they could have shot them on sight. Yeah, she's mad because she wouldn't have done that had her mom not slept with that man. Yeah, and he found her money. Yeah, she doesn't want to be seen as a kid anymore. I would. He's like, "Do you think it's weird a guy who dances?" I'd be like, "Yeah, a guy who dances at a mall." French people are just out here. So the only reason she's giving her a second chance is because this raggedy man called her back. Daniel, wait for it. The ending is wild. It's one of the most savage endings I have ever seen. You know, Daniel, it's very entertaining. That's why I like it. And these two are just something out of the early 2000s. Like, people just don't talk like this anymore. Right? Like, stop fighting him. Just, you know, I like how, like, the roles are reversed. Normally, it would be like a female ballerina and the guy would be the gangster. But, dude, it's like the opposite. Like, he's the ballerina and she's the gangster. French rap, like, what even is that? Yeah, same Cam. P.S. Beloved, walking into a man's house like this, especially that man, she's so out of her depth. She can't fake it as well as she thinks she can. She's moving faster than her sort of, I don't know, like he can kind of read something. He can see she's not comfortable. Like something's off. Oh, everything about this guy's gross. Like French sleazy. He has fur around the apartment. Like he's just gross. Like the whole setup. He's yeah. And the thing is, like, even if she found the money, how would she have gotten the money out? The vibe ain't vibing. Oldest trick in the book, Cam. Oldest trick in the book. Yeah, 100%. Like the whooping of a century. I was looking for cigarettes in your closet. He's like, let me just take a breath before I whoop her. And she didn't like recover well, you know? It was obvious. Wow. The way he just threw her on the wall like a doll. Yeah, P.S. Beloved, it's just like it's shocking. And there's just no way out. She should have gone to her man's show. Like her dream, Daniel. Like her dream. That man was so raggedy. He was just the definition of gross. So Rebecca said it's somewhere in his apartment. She didn't know where. So she had to look. Also, the thing she had to do for that money, like her face in that shower, it's like, sis, was it worth it? So all Dunya knew was that the money was there, but they don't know where in the apartment. And according to Rebecca, he told her one night while they were out drunk. Stacks. Iman, join us next time for our live. But anyways, watch this movie if you have Netflix. Thank you, Daniel. Isn't it so fun? It has everything: raggedy people, drug dealers, everything. Right? It's hard not to root for her. And I think she wanted to go with him on tour. That was my impression. Yeah, things are taking a turn. Things are taking a turn. And her dream just walks away. Yeah. She was so close. She was so close. Daniel, wait. Wait for it. He tells her to stop playing the gangster. Shit's about to get real. Yeah, Richard, that's a good point. I didn't think of that, but when she called out to her dad, that was it. Talk about petty, right? They didn't want to go in because they needed police backup in this quote unquote dangerous neighborhood. You know, she didn't think when she took the money how that would piss off Rebecca. That was one of the most savage endings I have ever seen. Like, it just comes out of nowhere. Yeah, she saved some of the money. She it didn't all burn. Yeah, I think she left the rest to her friend. But now, no friend. God, her father's face like broke my heart. He's not in it that long, but he makes an impact. And he knew something was coming. Someone had to die. The question was how. Damn. Yeah, you know, Daniel, you were right. Like the foreshadowing was heavy on the friend. The question was how she was going to perish. But that was a savage death. Absolutely savage. Like one of the most savage deaths I've seen. When they tried to fit her through the window and then the police went, I was like, this is just getting worse by the minute. There's no resolution, Daniel. Yeah, no, there was no happy endings. There was no, the lesson here is stay away from drugs, kids. It's so depressing, right? Like, imagine starting your day with this movie and ending your day with this movie. Yeah, Rebecca got out. She was kind of in the background, like she looked ashamed, and then she left. Man, oh man. Oh, Cam, that's a good point. Not being able to fit in those clothes, to fit through that window. Like, I don't know why they had to do it like that. I was like, she couldn't die another way. Yeah, it's really terrible because it keeps teasing you with like a potential happy ending, or at least an ending that's not as bad. Yeah, no, it's not a movie to watch again. It's too depressing. And it had such light moments, right? And then it just took such a turn. Yeah, P.S. Beloved, that's exactly it, right? I thought they would grow apart. Like she would say, "Leave me alone." Like after they got arrested, I thought they'd be done. I didn't think her friend's decision would actually affect her in any way. Dude, this movie is so traumatizing, Daniel. It's savage. It has no mercy. Like it gives you these happy moments to take them away. And it's like something's gonna happen, then crash. Something's gonna happen, then crash. The budget for this movie? Probably it wasn't that high, I imagine. Why do you ask, Daniel? Oh yeah, no, this would not play in US theaters. This is for a French Netflix audience. Because I think this movie was picked up by Netflix. I love the intro of this movie. It had a solid intro, like to introduce the credits and all that. It was pretty dope. Oh yeah, the beginning and the middle, it was shot so well. I don't think their budget was high, but I think they just stayed in the same location throughout. All the phone footage was that was a nice touch. The police tag, the police tag was so smart the way they shot that. Junior, Maimuna. You know, they felt like real friends as well. I like their relationship. It felt like you were watching two BFFs. Oh yes, the pretend car scenes. They were so good. I like how they added the fantasy to it, even though like they couldn't shoot it for real, but they played with their like these little kids in their little imagination. Yeah, Cam, that's why I liked it. It felt like everyone was just real, like as if they took people from that place and they put them in there. Like the casting was on point. Yeah, P.S. Beloved, that scene where they talk about their dreams is very important. Yeah, like I got your back, like I would catch you. And she caught her, right? Like she died for her friend's sins almost. Nobody really felt like their character was only in a. Yeah, no, that's what I felt. I felt every character served a purpose. Like there was no extra characters, and they developed them well. Even that raggedy driver. Like even the small people had something to do. Like in terms of character acting, it was very good. I don't think it is, but I can check. I don't know, Daniel. To be honest with you, Divine. It feels like an original film, but I could be wrong. It's not based on a book. It was written for screen. It would have made a great book. So I googled it, but I need to look into it. But I'm not sure. Yeah, the mom was something else. So it seems like the mom has a reputation. I think she left her money because she felt like she had to take care of her. And, she did it kind of like how a parent would take care of a child. But Cam, thank you. Yeah, it's a very enjoyable movie. That's why I like it. Like it's very, like, it feels like a Hollywood movie almost, but not. Like you have everything. And the characters were so easy to connect with. Like it didn't feel forced. It didn't feel. So, guys, apparently, according to Richard, the director of this film and Dunya are sisters. Huda Benyama. Oh, so she's from the Middle East. Well, she's French, but her background in terms of passing. Oh, you mean when she fell out the window? Was she pushed or did she fall? Oh, Richard, I looked up the filmmaker. You're right, they look exactly the same. Oh, Daniel, you have to watch City of God. The director was quoted as saying, yeah, French cinema is very white, as evidenced by Benedetta. And France is not white. That's the interesting part. Like it's not, you have so many other stories to tell. It's better to make a film than a bomb. Yeah, right? Especially France in terms of like their relationship to Muslim community. It's very bad. This whole banning of the hijab in public places. In terms of just discrimination, it's awful. So a lot of French cinema is just, it neglects half their population. The role of setting and putting out fires is also interesting. Oh, P.S. Beloved, excellent. That's a good observation. Literally, this little car stunt is like, who is Dunia to say when to put out a fire and when not to put out a fire? The irony, P.S. Beloved, right? The firemen were ordered not to put out the fire after she ordered the firemen not to put out those car fires. The irony. And she started the rock throwing. Oh, P.S. Beloved, that's a solid observation. Yeah, I think this movie, like, it's very tight, or it tries to be very tight in its screenplay or in its writing. Like, everything kind of comes back full circle. Everyone has fault. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, Danielle. They don't waste time in this movie. Like, it's so tight. Like, the time is like perfect. It's not too long, it's not too short. Like, it flows super well. Like, when you guys were like, no, when Dunia was in the apartment, like, you do kind of root for them, or at least kind of like feel for them in some way. Yeah, yeah, no, Daniel, this is not a rewatch movie. But in terms of screenplay, it is worth looking at, in terms of like how you keep a story tight. Because it pays off in the end. Like you feel the payoff, as depressing and sad as it was. All right, guys. So I'm happy you like this movie. Our next movie night, I'm deciding between two films right now. Based on what Daniel just said, I'll try to pick a movie, like, I'll try to change the moods. But happy you guys liked it. So I'm deciding. Yeah, P.S. Beloved, well said. This is a movie that, like, you do remember it. Thank you, Richard. P.S. Beloved. Good night. I'll see you guys. Thank you, guys. I love it. As usual, a pleasure. Cam, welcome back. Even if you can't come to all the movie nights, just always stop by. It's always a pleasure. And I will see you guys soon.